Jay from Team DMA at it again with another video. This video is going to be regarding a specific duelist, and his name, as you can see here, Machi YGO, so for Yu-Gi-Oh! And basically, I wanted to talk a little bit about him on the video. We're gonna try to keep it short. In case you didn't know, I've been defending the Dark Magician deck for about 4 or 5 years. In reality, it's been since like 2002, but recorded I think since 2019 with proof. And the main community of Dark Magician believes there's a lot of channels, famous channels and non-famous channels, and they both agree that the Dark Magician is not a good deck, and they all say the Dark Magician deck is weak. It's like Rogue. It can never be strong. It can never win any duels. It can never compete in nationals or regionals. It does poorly on locals. They're just super negative. And from my perspective that I see, they don't find any solutions. It's just a bunch of crybabies. And they enter into this realm of fantasy world where they come up with cards that they believe would help the deck instead of doing it like a typical man, which is instead of crying and complaining like specific group does, they just get the job done. And there is a handful of people who do that instead of complaining, instead of being in the fantasy world, instead of making excuses, instead of admitting the deck is good, it's just that they don't know how to play Dark Magician. They blame it on everyone. And anybody else who does good, they attack them. And I wanted to talk about this guy, Michi YGO, and tip of the cap to him and congratulate him for going for the YCS event that they had recently, a few days ago. And he's been winning his locals and doing good regionals. And he had an event. You can visit his channel. And I really trust this guy with the Dark Magician deck, even though he's only been on board for maybe like 3 months. I could be wrong, but he's been doing exceptionally good. You can see him establish like 6 negates or like 3 interruptions, 3 negations easily, and he's able to clear the board through anything that goes on. Now, when he went onto the event, he mentioned that he was never able to beat the Labyrinth. But then again, no Dark Magician channel does. If you type it in on YouTube, like, and this isn't the first time I ask people, go on YouTube and type in Labyrinth top tier versus Dark Magician, and there is no recorded wins against it. Now, the funny thing is that in my channel, I have around 6 duels against the Labyrinth, and guess what Labyrinth profile I'm going against? You guessed it. That's the national and the regional first place that have won before in the past. So those decks consist of the epidemic virus, and then they play the labyrinth, the regular labyrinth. So it's very violent. They're just negating everything you're doing, and they're just chaining onto the monsters are chaining from the field to the hand, and then the traps are coming out from the graveyard, from the deck. It's just really ugly. And then on top of that, they hit you with the epidemic and you can't play any more spells. Sometimes they switch it to no traps and they get rid of everything. On my channel, you see them use all of that together with epidemic virus, no spells and no traps, and I still win my duel. So what am I saying by that? I'm saying I don't believe the community, because I believe that they're lying because of my testing and my own experience. It's like, let's say everyone had got the same like Ferrari, like it doesn't matter what it is, like a 458 twin turbo 85, what is it, Italia, and we all just drive it around the city, and I'm able to whip it around the corner and get a low lap time OEM, which is original manufacturer, but everybody else claims it's slow and that they can't whip it on the corners. So it's not that the car can't do it. They're lying. They're bad drivers. They don't know what they're doing. Because I can do it means that the car can be pushed to that limit. So you don't necessarily need a better car. You just need better drivers. You need to replace them. They are no good. So that's what I believe is piloting the Dark Magician. It's more of a pilot issue. The deck is fine. And the fact that some people are losing to Labyrinth is normal. Labyrinth is a very powerful violent deck. If you don't believe me, like I said, come to my channel because I have all the national decks on here and you can see it. That deck does around 5 to 6 negates per turn. And it still wasn't able to stop me. Even after it triggered the epidemic to where you can't use any spells, it didn't stop me. That deck also chains to activate the D barrier, dimensional barrier, and the D shifter. No, it's just a barrier. So all it does is it triggers it and you can't access your extra deck anymore. But my AC 130 is not affected because it plays everything from the deck. The extra deck is just extra. I utilize it as I need it, but I don't really need the extra deck, so it doesn't affect me at all. You see me beat these tier 0 styles when they play the shifter with the draw, with the D barrier on the same turn. It doesn't affect me at all. It's like they didn't play any cards. They don't do anything to me. But as soon as they play D barrier and like 90% of the decks, meaning you can't access your extra deck, they lost. Automatic loss. Why? Because they're depending too much on their extra deck. Every tier 1, tier 0 deck does that. They might want to lie, but they're lying. They all do. But the way that you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to look at the future and act like the card's being played against you and what are your options. Because these people are waiting till they're in the tournament, till they're dueling to figure it out, and there is no solutions. The only thing is to take the loss. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be testing it and getting hit with those cards on purpose to find a way to out it. So one of the things that I do, I play heavy on back row removal together with my deck. So I play the Twin Twister that unbreaks me and does really good job sitting it face down. So when they set cards, they get banished. And then I'll just chain from Circle Eternal and then banish the other one. So it'll be 3 gone. They have 1 left. And they'll have 1 monster to work with. And that's pretty much all they have. And on the board, there's already 3, 4 negates, even 5. So I'll take care of the rest. So that's game. It's game. There's nothing they can do. So when you add it all up, there's like 4 interruptions, 4 negations. That's a total of 8. It's too much. Too much to handle. And that's what you have to do with these decks. You have to go heavy. Like I played the Feather together with Dark Magic Attack. I was the one who originally brought it 5 years ago into the Dark Magician deck and never took it out. And the other one, yeah, Feather, Twin Twister, and Dark Magic Attack. And then on top of that, I play Sky Striker Ace to pop the back row, and then also Nightmare Phoenix always to pop the back row. And those are just some cards. I have some Omni Negates to burn them on top of all that, like the Naruto, the Dragoon, and the Dragonite to help you consistently keep your cards on the board. So what these guys are doing is they're just relying on Dragoon, and as soon as Dragoon gets stopped, they lost. They lose. So keep that in mind that it's not true what they're saying. They don't know what they're doing. Now, Maggi YGO, he's the exception. There's about other 10 Dark Magician players that I know of that they don't qualify for that because they actually know how to play Dark Magician deck and they do really good. They win their locals like a piece of cake, and they do close to top 10 regionals, and they do not that bad at nationals with the Dark Magician deck, considering that it's not even on the map. They're the ones putting the Dark Magician on the map because they know what they're doing. And one of the first things that you see them do is they take out all the bricks and they put the hand traps to a bare minimum of like 3 or 4, but it doesn't matter because they have a lot of drop power. So this specific player is playing branded, it's a Dark Magician branded, and they're playing with the Cartesia lineup in the duality, and they're relying on the extra deck, which is fine. And there's a Shaddoll package in there too with the Schism to pop. There's a lot going on. So what am I saying in short? He's doing a good job. I hope he keeps doing a good job. If you want to check him out, go check him out. I encourage people to check him out. And there's about another 10 duelists that I know that do know how to play Dark Magician. So all in all, before I end the video, if you're losing to Labyrinth, that's normal. Labyrinth's the kryptonite of Dark Magician. But like Flunderies, I already figured out the solution to get rid of them easy. You just go heavy on back row. So you don't even play nothing. You just start hitting them with back row destruction first. Once you clear everything out, then you just play your cards and you get rid of everything. Particularly banishing everything. And then when you go first, you already know, like off the top of your head, you should already know they're gonna set 5 and pass, right? I mean, if you say no, then you have no clue how to even play at a competitive level. That's what they're doing. They're setting 5 and pass. They're just chaining and chaining. Is pretty nasty. So you're gonna have to compete there, and you're gonna have to be banishing some of these cards so that they're not coming back. And there is like Cyclone, Cosmic Cyclone, and a few other ones that you can remove the cards from play, and they're good. That's good, so they don't come back again. Sometimes I would recommend even playing a left hand, because the first trap that they play is going to be negated. So you're just baiting them. You play it first, and then you play your card. They're gonna try to chain it. It'll be burned. You can play it and then special burn and then chain to a Twin Twister, and that's gonna be game. They're gonna have to scoop because they're not gonna have anything left. You negated one, and the other two are popped. Or you can start from the pop from the beginning and then activate the left hand. It'll burn anything that's a trap. So just a quick reminder, this guy knows what he's doing. He's working on it. He's getting better every time he goes. And there's a lot of other people who thought they could play, and then they ended up leaving because they figured out they can't do it. This guy just started. I'm gonna have faith in him. Good luck to him. And the main thing is, he's not a crybaby. He doesn't make excuses. He doesn't say the Dark Mission deck sucks. He doesn't blame the deck. He doesn't blame no one. He's not in a fantasy world. He the way he does it is like a man does it. He just puts tightens up his belt on the pants, puts on his pants well, and gets the job done. No excuses, only results. And that's definitely something that I think would be considered someone who knows what he's doing. Everyone that's a champion on anything, any sort of sport or anything that exists, that's their mentality. No excuses, no crying like a female, just getting the job done, period. And this guy does it. Congratulations to him. Hope he comes back stronger. Don't give up. And after this, I'm going to show you a video of what I think happens when the AC 130 goes up against these decks that are bullying the Dark Mission decks. And that's why my channel exists. That's why my profile exists, to bully the decks that bully you. And hope you enjoy the video. Comment, subscribe, like. Let me know on the bottom, on the comment section, what you think. God bless, take care, and Dark Magic Attack.